Okay, just more San Francisco stuff. It just never ends. Like, so I just kind of was on Yahoo, and one of the headline articles was about Herbie, and I just number 53, whatever, just seen a number, thought, oh, Herbie, I haven't seen that movie in years or whatever. So I clicked on this article here, and I guess they're auctioning off the original Herbie car. And it says that the original movie was from 1969, which is 45 years ago. And it's The Love Bug, is what the movie's called. Love, Valentine's, right? Are you kidding me? I guess it's they refer to it as number 5916. Because I need to do more research. I just found this article like 2 minutes ago. Um, but it was a 1963 Volkswagen Beetle. So 63, that's your year Michael Jordan was born. And it says the last time a similar bug came to an auction block was nearly 3 years ago when it brought 66,000. Let's just hope, blah, blah, blah. 66,000. And then it was 45 years ago. And of course, 1966 is 49 years ago. But anyway, let's check out the movie then, or the TV show or movie or whatever it was. So this is the original. And, well, this is actually not the movie. Hold on. So, okay, the original movie, The Love Bug, like I said, love, that's what it's all about. Um, it is 108 minutes long, which breaks down to 54, which is love and love. And it came out in 1969. There was a limited edition that came out on 1968 on Christmas Eve, but the actual film for everyone, I guess, came out, and that's what it's. They call it 1969 and everything else I've read, so it's 45 years ago. Or, well, I guess was 45 years ago. It's 46 now. Anyway, not that big of a deal because it's still 69. I don't know if maybe 69 might even have more to do than just 45 years ago. But you read down here and you read the plot, and it says it's all about Jim Douglas, whatever, a racing driver, but it's over the San Francisco Bay. He lives in an old firehouse overlooking the San Francisco Bay. This whole movie is about San Francisco. So I need to watch this movie, but this ain't even what this video was going to be about. But anyway, yeah, there's all kinds of, it's San Francisco, San Francisco. Why was that article in there all of a sudden? I guess they're selling the car, but still. Weird that they're just selling the car all of a sudden when San Francisco is huge and everything. You look at this, Dean Jones was the main character, and he's credited the film's success to the fact that it was the last live-action Disney film produced under Walt Disney's involvement, just 2 years after his death in 1966. So, Walt Disney died 49 years ago, or will be 49 years ago in December. There was also a newer movie from 1997, and it was 88 minutes long. And then the new one, the newest one at least, with Lindsay Lohan in it, I just found it kind of interesting, just scrolling through her really fast, is that it grossed over 144 million worldwide. 144 is Chicago, Illinois, April 4th, 44. They all add up to 144. So I don't know. I need to go and watch these movies now and do a ton more research. This is really interesting to me. But anyway, the whole thing I was actually going to talk about was Star Trek because Rita 511 had told me some stuff in the comments about San Francisco and Star Trek. Yeah, so here, she left me a whole bunch of links. I haven't had time to go and watch some of these TV shows. Journeyman, there's all kinds of stuff. There's even one where one of the main characters is her real name and Journeyman. Her real name is Moon Bloodgood, like the blood moon. I mean, whatever. But I can't even find where it, the Voyage Home Star Trek 4. That's a movie, but there was an episode that I was supposed to watch. I can't even find it, but I know what it is, so I'm just gonna go to that video and show you what it's all about, I guess. So anyway, I found a website that actually showed me all of the episodes that had to do with time travel in San Francisco, or at least that's what it says. I think there was like probably 6 to 10 of them. I can't really remember. I would pull it up, but every time I pull it up, it makes my computer freeze so bad it's not even funny, and I can't do anything. I got to restart it like 3 times, so I'm not going to pull it up. But the first episode of it that I actually watched was Star Trek: The Next Generation, and it was episode 126 and 127 because it's like a double episode, times arrow part 2. First thing I noticed was that, what does it say here? The U.S. viewers was 11.8 million. So it's about time travel, and then 11.8 million viewers. So 11,888. And it says the story was written by Joe Manowski on both of these. So clicked on him. And it doesn't really say much about him except for he does Star Trek and whatever. But read this right here. Manowski is the writer credited with starting the trend of trying to work the number 47 into many scripts. He graduated from Pomona College in 1979, where the number 47 holds special importance. See 47 as an in joke. I mean, so right there is just proof that they put numbers in TV shows and whatnot for other people to try to figure out. I mean, they do it on purpose. Are you kidding me? It says right here, that's what this guy has done. He's tried to put 47 into many scripts. And he graduated in 1979. We talked about that forever. 79, 22nd prime number. Pomona College, I don't know, but let's see, 47 as an in joke. It says 47 has been the favorite number of Pomona College, California, USA since 1964. A mathematical proof written in 1964 by Professor David Bentley supposedly demonstrates that all numbers are equal to 47. However, Bentley offered it as a joke proof to further a popular student research project that listed real and imaginative 47 sightings. Bentley used the invalid proof to introduce his students to the concepts of mathematical proofs. The proof used limits to show the sum, blah, 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 of the sum of the two equal sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the base side. Bentley chose 47 as the base side, but he could have used any number. Joe Manowski graduated, blah, 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 with Star Trek, and they tell you about how he puts 47 in there. As a result, 47 is reverse 74. Its multiples or a combination of 47 occurs, whatever. And ultimately, every episode of the program and its spinoff on Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise. 47 might be mentioned in the dialogue or appear on a computer screen, for example. And then it gives you all these examples. So they literally tell you they're doing 47, that it's mirror, 74, or combinations of its multiples. So like 88 plus 88 is 176. And 74 and 74 is, who knows, 130 or 148. I mean, they're just telling you everything that I have been talking about and the methods that I've used. They're telling you that they do this in Star Trek, or this guy does this in Star Trek. I mean, come on. I didn't even know that. So why would I mean, how would I know this? How would I figure this out? It's because you notice it in its patterns. And then it talks about J.J. Abrams, who has produced and directed Star Trek, frequently uses the number 47 in his productions. Well, he did like the Cloverfield, and I talked about the Cloverfield. I have a whole video on the Cloverfield and the Westroads Mall in Omaha, Nebraska shooting, because the guy who shot up the mall, Von Mauer or whatever, he had the same name as the guy in the Cloverfield. And also he does the new Star Wars that's coming out. I believe he's part of it, where they have the 88-second trailer in 88 theaters, all kinds of stuff. And then now this is saying that he uses 47 and all this stuff too. I mean, come on. Like, how do people not get this? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, I guess I'm just saying this to people I've talked to that think I'm crazy, and it's like, I'm not crazy because they're telling you right here that they do this in movies. Okay, so in this episode, they time travel back to San Francisco in the late 1800s, but just look at the production code even. So it's the 126th and 127th episode overall. Whatever. So production code 226 and 227. Lupercalia. This is Valentine's. This is the day before. I mean, why would they do that? Especially when it's the 126th and 127. Wouldn't it be 126 and 127? Why 226 and 227? It's pretty strange. Also, it has I don't even know, Whoopi Goldberg in it. Whoopi Goldberg. We got the 55, 59, also November 13th, which is 33. So, and I'm not sure if I said this, I might have, but the whole their base is basically based in San Francisco. So when they go to Earth, they go to San Francisco a lot because it's like where the Earth base or whatever is. I think I like I said, I never watched Star Trek, but as I was reading here, that's kind of what I got, or reading through it. But anyway, let's go look at the actual episode. So like right at the very beginning, they show you the Golden Gate Bridge. Just wanted to point that out so you know it's San Francisco. So the whole episode, they have to go back in time because the android Data, they find his head or whatever in San Francisco. It was like 500 years in the past, so they have to go back and try to stop him from dying or figure out whatever. But right here, sorry that it went dark, but right in the very beginning, after they show the Golden Gate Bridge, they show this gun, a weapon or whatever, and he says, well, that's a caliber 45. And right here, they show the watch here from November 30th, 1889. Anyway, the time on it is actually 9:39. So the mirror, 9:93 and 39. And what's funny is because I just did that video about Aleister Crowley and whatnot, and whatever the other word was, the thelema, and the other word for love actually was 93. So 93:39, love and love. And funny too because Saturn actually adds to 93. So, and Saturn has to do with time because Saturn is Chronos. Saturn and Chronos. So, or Cronus, whatever. So 39, 93 and 39, it's all about Saturn. It really is. That's crazy. So like I said, the whole episode is based around Data, the android guy. And interesting, Data on the show was actually born February 2nd, 2338. And then he died 2379, which 23 and then 79 is your 22. But anyway, the guy who plays him is Brett Spiner. And he died. He was born on February 2nd, 1949. So then when he goes back in time here, he picks up the newspaper and it says San Francisco, and then cholera outbreak, and that's what these alien shapeshifters are doing. They're sucking people's energy to eat them, but they're doing it in times where there's outbreaks of disease. So, but cholera... It says historical descriptions of it, or in the 5th century BC, the study of cholera by John Snow between 1849 and 1854 led to significant advances in the field of epidemiology or whatever. But John Snow He died at age 45. He's one of the fathers of epidemiology. This episode also has Mark Twain in it. And if you go to Mark Twain, you find out he didn't actually even move to San Francisco until like 1864 or something like that. And anyway, in this article or in this TV show, this guy mentions, "Can you help out a 49er?" He says it multiple times. And I know, so he's an old guy and he has no money, whatever, but it's just the principle that they keep mentioning, the 49er, 49er, 49er. And then he stays at Hotel Brian, and Hotel Brian adds up to 104, 10-4, you're 88. Even funnier here, so the bellhop or whatever, he gets a tip, and he takes his tip and he comes over to this guy and he says, "Hey, put it on Gentleman Jim, a knockout in the 5th. Well, Gentleman Jim is a boxer and that was born in 1866. Like I said, it goes every 100 years. So 66, I guess it's not quite 49 years ago, but 66 will be 49 years ago to 2015. So it's September 1st, 49 years from 1915. But what's even more interesting is that he died on February 18th, the 49th day of the year. Hopefully that makes sense. I guess, like I said, it's every 100 years. So these numbers, it's not really necessarily 18 and 19, 17, whatever. It's these numbers right here that they use, 66 to 15. So that's the 49 reference. And then February 18th is a 49 reference. Also 1933, very significant number, 33. And he died at age 66. And if 66 years ago was 1949. Sorry, confusing myself. His record was even 11-4-3. So, I mean, 11-4-44 and 3 draws, 3 no contests, 33-44. He also says knockout in the 5th. Knockout adds up to 110, which is 55-55. So 55-55 knockout in the 5th. I mean, whatever. Gonna keep playing it here. And then he gets another newspaper and he finds Whoopi Goldberg's character. And so basically he's trying to find her. But it says Friday, August 11th. Not sure the year, but it definitely says Friday, August 11th. So 8/11/88. And one of the big helpers in this episode is Mark Twain or Sam Clemens. And just kind of funny because like I said, I've made videos or a few videos on him and time travel and whatnot. He was at like the Yankee and King Arthur's Court or whatever it was, Yankee and I don't remember what it was. He had a book or something on that. But anyway, he also there's just all kinds of stuff with time travel. He has a new movie about his life called 88 Days in the Mother Lode. But I'm going to move on now. Then the bellhop tells Mark Twain they should be partners and Mark Twain should write his life story. And Mark Twain says, "Do you have any aspirations, any dreams? Only you can write your own story." And he says, "Well, I've always liked to travel. I want to go to Alaska." He says, "Alaska. I don't know why. Just I've always wanted to go to Alaska." Well, Alaska is the 49th state. And Alaska adds up to 45. So 49th state adds up to 45. And the bellhop is actually Jack London. And so that's why they mention Alaska. But why do they make the bellhop Jack London? That's the whole point, I guess. I mean, they could have made it anybody else from San Francisco or whatever, but they make it Jack London so they can use the 49 reference again. And Jack London died the same day as JFK. Well, not the same day, but the same well, the same day, just a different year. He also wrote White Fang and The Sea Wolf, a bunch of stuff about wolves and Lupercalia. I've been talking about Lupercalia, how it's connected to all this. So, White Fang and The Sea Wolf. The Sea Wolf was 111 years ago. Um, and then basically they talk about the Klondike Gold Rush. But just wanted to point out, I guess, that this is who the bellhop actually is, and that's why they mention Alaska. But why did they choose him, and why do they have to mention Alaska in this episode? Then later on, you find out the Colt 45 from the very beginning of the first episode actually belongs to Mark Twain, and he says, "I suspect that even time travelers are scared of the Colt 45 or something like that." So then, whatever, everything works out. They get everything back to normal, typical. But basically, that's the end of this video. Just wanted to point out there's a lot of 49 45s in this episode, and they go to San Francisco. And who knows? Just been seeing it a whole bunch of times. I'm actually going to watch Herbie. Man, I got so much to watch and catch up on. So hopefully I get the chance. I don't have to work Wednesday, so maybe I can do a bunch of catch up then. But anyway, I'm rambling, so have a great night.